Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Devidi, and in this segment today, we are going to discuss about the concept of right to be forgotten. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims and also from the perspective of GS Mains paper 2. So let's begin with the different topics that we are going to look at. These are the many topics that we are going to look at. We will also know the stand of India with respect to right to be forgotten, and the world scenario, what is right to be forgotten when we talk about from the prism of the globe. We will talk about the conclusion in which we are going to balance the challenges with the way forward. In the last of the segment, I'll give you an answer writing practice for means. Okay, let's begin with right to be forgotten. Now, the center has recently told the Delhi High Court that right to be forgotten, although it is a part of the right to privacy in the Justice Puttaswamy case of 2017, but in the current matter that is going on, it is not holding any water. Now, this is very important. This entire statement by the center is very important for us, that if we talk about the rights to life and liberty of Article 21, that means right to be forgotten is also related to it. How? Because right to be forgotten basically means that the information of a person is not available in the public domain and the information can't be accessed, so that individual privacy is upheld at the topmost pedestal. So what is the current scenario? There are about more than 7 petitions, about 8 petitions we can say, that are pending with the High Court, Delhi High Court, with respect to right to be forgotten. So the certain important petitions may relate to removal of orders with respect to not reflecting the names of people in the order. In 2017, the Karnataka government asked Google, it coerced Google to remove the name of a woman who actually had a mention of her name in an order of 2015. Similarly, here also we have that scenario. There is also an actor's plea for the removal of videos, photos and articles related to drinking and driving incident. Removal of explicit videos from YouTube by an actor has also been filed in the Delhi High Court. And all these petitions makes us wonder that what is right to be forgotten, when did it come into practice? Now, right to be forgotten, as I told you, means the removal of the information of any person from the public domain. Now, don't you think that it would clash with the right to know as well? Now, right to be forgotten, although it is a part of right to life and liberty, right to privacy basically, and also the if we talk about Personal Data Protection Bill, it also has a provision. It will be more enforceable when it becomes an act. It is still a bill right now. And the right to be forgotten started gaining currency only in the year 2014, when a Spanish national asked the European court to remove his names, and the link, actually there was a link with respect to his names on Google. So he asked the European Union court to remove his names, and the court actually ruled in favor of the Spanish national. And we also have very strong laws with respect to right to be forgotten in European Union, and also many other countries also have legal provisions with respect to this, but India does not have a very enforceable statute with respect to right to be forgotten. Okay, so the scenario of the world, if we talk about the very important law that we are going to mention over here with respect to European Union, is General Data Protection Regulation of European Union. Which country does it belong to? European Union. It could be asked in the prelims. Okay, and the Article 17 explicitly talks about the right to be forgotten only in certain circumstances, such as when it is considered the information given is considered no longer necessary. Also, that for which consent has been withdrawn or processing of which has been objected to. Suppose I gave consent to any search engine to publish my data. Now I have withdrawn my consent, then also it can be removed. This is according to Article 17 of General Data Protection Regulation. And objection has been there. And personal data which was unlawfully processed, no consent was taken beforehand. Then data where there is a legal obligation for erasure. That means whatever the search engine or whoever the person is publishing that information has a legal obligation, has to abide by the law for erasure after a certain period of time or whatever the circumstances may be. And reasons of public interest in area of public health for archiving purposes, that means these are the exceptions. These are the exceptions when a person's data can't be erased because it is much less important than public health, public security, and for archiving purposes, for keeping the information preserved in the public interest. So public, here we have individual versus public, the good of one being versus the good of the society. And scientific reason or historical research purpose or statistical purposes. So for any scientific reason, for research basis, the data can still persist. Also, for statistics, we have to know certain data. For policy making, then also it can be preserved. And for establishment, exercise or defense of legal claims, sometimes if any legal claim has been pending with respect to that information which is in the public domain, this can also serve as an exception to Article 17. Okay, so you can see the General Data Protection Regulation is so comprehensively talking about and so systematically talking about the right to be forgotten. That means when we talk about European Union, it does have a very robust and very secure privacy things that we do not have here in India. Now, in 2015, Russia also caused a search engine to remove the data of a person and has a particular statute with respect to removing a person's information when it is no longer required, or similar provisions hold for Russia as well. Then there are certain, to some extent, the right to be forgotten are recognized in Turkey and Siberia, and Spain and England have ruled on the subject. That means it is becoming a concept which is very well known around the world now. Such big entities such as European Union, such big countries are also talking about it. Let's move forward and talk about India's stand. In the K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, right to be forgotten is an integral part of right to life and liberty. If you have to live your life without any issue, suppose I have done something dumb and it stays on YouTube forever, it might be causing me a lot of stress, a lot of disturbance. And if it comes over and over again, my right to life, right to liberty has been breached, has been compromised. So that is why it is a part of right to life and liberty under Article 21. And under Article 21, life and liberty has this right to privacy as a part of it. And also, the Personal Data Protection Bill, which a joint parliamentary committee's report, which was submitted 2 years back, it also stated that we should have a provision with respect to right to be forgotten. So it is gaining currency in India, but we do not have any legal backing. Also, what about right to information, right to knowledge? All these also form a part of right to expression, freedom of expression under Article 19. So amendment has to be done there as well. So the balancing issue will come across. We will come across that. And certain rulings and judgments are there which we need to see. Now, in May 2019, Justice Pratibha M. Singh of Delhi High Court did say that certain news was there with respect to Me Too allegations about a media house reporter. So, Justice said Justice Pratibha M. Singh, she said that it should be removed because it breaches the right to privacy and right to life and liberty of a person. So, that is why it should be removed. That is what she said, and that wasn't published even. Now, in April 2021, the court directed the removal of judgment from search results, and the order is now being opposed by Google. Google is a search engine. It wants to thrive on information that it stores, and that is why it is very important for us to understand what Google's stand is and what the court's stand is. Court did ask to remove it. Google had issues with respect to it. Now there also comes an issue with respect to undermining of judiciary. High Court or the Supreme Court is a court of record. The judiciary has a court of record. So that means if the records will be not in possession for the public domain, it will also harm the judiciary, undermine the importance of judiciary. In January 2017, the Karnataka High Court ordered its registry to ensure that any internet search engine does not reflect a woman's name in the orders passed in the year 2015. Again, in November 2020, the Odisha High Court ruling in a case related to videos uploaded on Facebook by rape accused, in which certain explicit videos and photos were there which were causing a lot of distress to the woman. It is still circulating, and it hasn't been taken down yet. That is causing a stress to the woman, and also a breach of right to privacy, right to life and liberty, right to be forgotten is an integral part. However, no judgment was passed, only a ruling was given. Now, let's move forward and talk about the challenges. The biggest challenge is the legal challenge, because we do not have any legal statute right now. And also, according to the Vidhi Center for Legal, it is being said that if we continue to remove under the garb of right to be forgotten, the knowledge that is very important for the judiciary to remain as a court of record, then what will happen? It will undermine the judiciary. Information as public domain is actually like a toothpaste. Whenever it is in the public domain, then it will not come back. It is supposed to be like that. We take out the toothpaste by squeezing the tube. We can't put it back. So it's similarly like this. What about if I take screenshots of some knowledge that might have been shared right now but might get deleted in the later years? So it's still going to be there. And the population is so large, the digitalization of population has become so large. Where will we find about the people who have actually taken the screenshot or taken the screen recording of any video? Then individual versus society. This is the biggest problem that we are going to have. How to subjectively look at certain things which are important for the individual to have the right to be forgotten, and for the people to have an information under the right to know, for exercising freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Until and unless I know about something, I won't be able to make an opinion and have the freedom of expression, which will need amendment to Article 19 Clause 2. Heavy amendment must be needed. This is a fundamental right. Now, what is the way forward? First, we need to understand that we need to make privacy as a reasonable restriction, like all the fundamental rights have, in addition of the line, reasonable restrictions. Means we have the freedom until and unless we are becoming an issue or a nuisance for the public. So how and when, on what parameters are we going to decide? An amendment, because it is going to be done in a fundamental right, that means the parliament has to come together to deliberate on such issues, and we know what the parliament is doing right now. Balancing privacy and information, again this is a part of it, because we have to have certain parameters. Policy and stakeholders, policy makers and stakeholders should come together to understand the importance of deliberation of different parameters, because if we do not decide on the parameters for the right to be forgotten, lots and lots of pending cases will be there. It's like opening a Pandora box for more cases if we do not have a proper, straight and smooth parameters, because any loophole will be exploited by any petitioner. Okay, so let's move forward and talk about our means-based question. Striking the right balance between right to privacy of individuals and right to information of society will be key to the development of right to be forgotten in India. We have to discuss it in like 250 words. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated, and thank you so much for watching.